I'm not trying to get away from them at all, but I think it's a misunderstanding to be so literalistic with 3 days and 3 nights as to mean that has to mean 72 hours. It didn't mean that to the Jews.
Now let's don't. I said let's don't pin this all on Herbert Armstrong and say that he has, because he specified specifically 72 hours, the 3 days and 3 nights.
Okay, I'm not
68 or 70.
I'm not. How about Jimmy Swaggart? Is that better?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, because that's what he says.
Yes, I have 6 Bibles. The New American Standard and all of them. Everyone that's made, including the Reader's Digest. Even got that Bible. And
it's only 12 hours in the Reader's Digest, right? They condensed it down.
But all I'm saying is, I've been taught that if Jesus said it, and if he said it twice, then, I believe it. Now, he said this, and he said it twice.
Yeah.
And all I'm not saying, Jim, change your mind. I'm saying, Jim, keep an open mind.
I understand that.
I'm saying that when people that have studied this thing for years and years and years are now changing their view. And I'm also saying that periodically somebody comes up with a revelation, Jim, and then I'm going to shut up and get off of here, that negates what people have thought.
What do you mean a revelation? Careful how you use that term. I've been talking to Mormons all week.
It's a new thought. Are they finding out things, going back to Scripture, and every once in a while you read where, St. James, gosh, now you got me, it's not St. James. King James.
Yes.
King James. There are lots of things in the King James versions that have been changed by later editions, and you have said that many times yourself.
Now you're talking about translations.
Yeah, translations.
Translations.
Obviously, I guess one of the most better known is hell, and evidently hell is mistranslated all through the King James version.
Very frequently. Yes.
And yet they keep printing these things, but they don't change it. But you see, all of the other ones, the New American Standard and New International Version, have picked it up and use it as Hades correctly, but the King James is, the only point is that you have to be very careful about what you're dogmatic on.
I agree.
Okay, now I've been taking up all of your time.
Okay.
It's time for a commercial, but I just wanted to get that point across.
Okay, thanks a lot for the call. Okay, bye-bye. 245-0375, 245-0375. That, of course, brings up the topic very clearly for the discussion this hour. That is relevant to when Jesus was crucified. Let me just begin answering the points brought up by Ken. I'm referencing a Harmony of the Gospels written by Dr. A.T. Robertson. Dr. A.T. Robertson was a Southern Baptist scholar, probably about the greatest Greek scholar that America has ever produced. And he addressed this point rather briefly, but I think fairly well, in his notes on special points, the back of his Harmony. The Harmony, I think, is still available, and it might be good for you to read that. After dealing a great deal with the actual day of the crucifixion, the hour of the crucifixion, the time of the resurrection of Christ, he says the following things. Says, quite an effort is made in some quarters to show that Jesus remained in the tomb 72 hours, 3 full days and nights. The effort seems due to a desire to give full value to the expression 3 days and to vindicate Scripture. But a minutely literal interpretation of this phrase makes on the 3rd day flatly erroneous. A good deal of labor has been expended in the impossible attempt to make 3 and 4 equal each other. There are 3 sets of expressions used about the matter besides the express statements of the Gospels about the days of the crucifixion and resurrection. Let us examine these lines of evidence. Number 1. Luke settles the matter pointedly by mentioning all the time between the crucifixion and the resurrection in Luke 23:50 through 24:3. The burial took place Friday afternoon just before the Sabbath drew on, Luke 23:54. The women rested on the Sabbath day, Saturday, Luke 23:56, and went to the sepulchre early Sunday morning, the first day of the week, Luke 24:1. There is no escaping this piece of chronology. This is all the time there was between the 2 events. Jesus then lay in the tomb from late in the afternoon of Friday till early Sunday morning. The other Gospels agree with this reckoning of the time, as we have already seen, and that's what he's referring to in what went before this, and that's why I suggest you read the whole passage. Number 2, But how about the prediction of Jesus, repeatedly made and once illustrated by the case of Jonah, that he would rise after 3 days? Are 2 nights and a day and 2 pieces of days 3 days? Let us see. First of all, the well-known custom of the Jews was to count a part of a day as a whole day of 24 hours. Hence, a part of a day or night would be counted as a whole day, the term day obviously having 2 senses, as night and day, or day contrasted with night. So then, the part of Friday would count as 1 day, Saturday another, and the part of Sunday the 3rd day. This method of reckoning gives no trouble to a Jew, or to modern man for that matter. In free vernacular, we speak the same way today.